I didn't lose any of my flame by helping someone else like their own. I was watching this podcast. I was listening to this podcast, Earn Your Leisure, UIL, dope platform. I support them. They were interviewing Derek Falcon, restaurateur from Baltimore City, Maryland. Shout out, that's the hometown. He pointed out a key distinction between consumerism and support. Blew my mind. So I'm gonna unpack it for everybody who hasn't heard of this podcast, hasn't listened to this episode, or has never considered this concept, just in general. Consumerism. That's what we've been taught to do since birth under capitalistic economic society. You're taught to buy things. You're taught to go to school for 16 to 20 years so you can go to work, so you can buy things. You're taught to start your own business so that you can make money, so that you can buy things. That's consumerism. Ain't nothing fancy, but consumerism pushes you to want to buy fancy things. Support is, I'm going to sacrifice some time, some energy, some resources from my own home, from my own skill set, from my own creativity, and I'm gonna give it to somebody else because I care about what they're doing, because I want to see somebody else thrive, because I want to see a group of people thrive. I want to see this organization thrive. I want to see a population of people thrive. I want to see this country thrive. I want to see the world thrive in some form or fashion. Now think about what was trending between March and, I'll say June 2020. It's October 2020 during the filming of this video, but support black businesses, right? Black Lives Matter was trending, but because Black Lives Matter was trending, consumerism for black-owned content was also trending. But why is that? Because capitalism is extremely pervasive, and when there's a way for corporations and smaller organizations to latch on to people's emotions, there's a way to make $1. Now here's the kicker. When we were saying support black businesses all over Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media platform we want to choose, a lot of people took it as, all right, I'm gonna go online, shop at these black-owned spots for a couple knickknacks, or for a couple t-shirts, for a couple things. You have about 2 months, and that's me doing my part. But my man's Derek on the podcast, he wouldn't categorize that as support. He would categorize that as consumerism. I too would categorize that as consumerism. Because the thing is, underlying consumerism is fulfilling your selfish desires to get something that you want, that'll benefit you, that'll benefit your family, but mostly it will benefit you. So you think, all right, I'm gonna buy this because I want it. And the ripple effect is, I'm supporting a black business. You are consuming from a black business to get something that you want. Now support takes that one step further. So let's say you do go to a black-owned restaurant to go eat, right? What happens when you done eating your food? What happens when you ask the restaurant owner, how else can I give my time, energy, and resources to help your business, to help your platform thrive? Beyond me just sitting in your booth, sitting at your table, eating your food, and just leaving a $10 tip. We're not taught that in school, and not too many people are thinking about it like that. But who is thinking about it like that? The people who actually need the support, but it's lacking, or it's just non-existent. This is an idea that I'm learning at the age of 25. There are people at 50 who've never considered this. People at 70 who've never considered this. There's also people at 13 who haven't considered it yet. But if they watch this video, there's still time. And the kids who are 7 years old who haven't encountered this idea yet, that's a great time for them to encounter this idea and to understand the concept between consumerism and support. When you supporting black businesses, ideally that should become a lifestyle, especially if you're a black person. You should want to support your brothers and sisters. Because we talk about building generational wealth and stuff like that, but when you support other people in building generational wealth, because that restaurateur is trying to build generational wealth, right? Now, if you're gonna support somebody else, then if somebody else comes to support you, then within the black community, everybody's supporting everybody else. Then we keep the money in the family, and everybody winning. But if we stay in this competitive mode where it's like everybody eat, if they are strong enough to fend for themselves and to build themselves up and to figure it out alone, that's the only way you'll eat is if you figure it out by yourself. It's like, that's not sustainable. Never was, never will be. So key points. Consumerism and support are not the same. Consumerism is essentially you fulfilling your own selfish desires. And the ripple effect is cool. I gave my money to a black business, a black-owned business, for example. Or I bought this thing and now a tree is being planted somewhere, maybe. I bought this thing and now it's one less child without shoes, allegedly. But support is taking it one step further and saying, okay, I'm willing to share my gifts, my talents, my resources, my time, my energy to help somebody else directly, not just indirectly, but directly. And then that direct help still has even more indirect ripple effects. I'll leave you with this. Imagine you're holding a candle and the candle is lit. Imagine someone else is holding a candle and the candle is not lit. Me using my flame to spark their flame is a win-win situation. It's actually a win-win-win situation. I win with helping somebody else light their flame. Someone else gets their flame lit, and then there's a higher chance that the person who I helped out can help somebody else. And then support just comes a ripple effect. If we all support each other, not just consume what everyone else is creating, but when we support each other everybody can shine a little bit brighter than they did a day ago, 1 week ago, 1 month ago, 1 year ago. And also, I didn't lose any of my flame by helping someone else light their own.